all the pain that I went through, all the pain that I felt for all these years is the purpose why I speak today. Because since I've been speaking, people have been coming to me. Whatever pain you've been enduring, turn it into your purpose, because there's somebody who has gone through it, going through it now, or they will, and your testimony could save them from going down that road. I was forced to work the streets until I made the money that he said I was worth. He said I was worth a certain dollar amount, and I just thank God that he thought I was so cheap, because I was new. And so the newer you are, the cheaper you are. The more experienced you are, the more you cost. And me being an African-American girl, that's cheaper. And then me being new was extra cheap. So he said that I was worth $15,000. So I had to work until I paid him my $15,000 for my freedom. So I was very naive to what was happening to me, but I knew that I was in trouble. I knew I had to get home. I didn't know how I was going to get home. And I began to cry a lot. Each day I would come in, I would cry. There's rules on the street. And you can't make eye contact with other men. If you do, they can hold you for ransom. And either the guy who has you pays the debt that they say, or he just gives you to them. You're treated as property. And he thought I was talking to some guy, and he just walked up behind me and he just beat me up right there on the street. And there were cars and cars of people, and no one stopped to help me. I serviced men until 7 a.m. In and out of cars until 7 a.m. And very cheap. The cheapest was $20 for, just a basic on my back. And it was embarrassing. A day in a life is humiliating, terrifying, and disgusting. But when I returned home, it was still a journey, because there was nothing out there for my situation. I approached the organization and they told me they didn't recognize me because I wasn't an international slave. I was a domestic slave. And they didn't recognize that. And since I wasn't trafficked across the U.S. border, I was insufficient. And so I never got help. And I lied to my parents because I was embarrassed. They didn't raise me like that. I met my husband a year and a half after I came back. And after that, we decided to become a family. And that life changed. The choice came to me in my spirit and in my mind. Either you're going to be a party girl or you're going to be a mom. And I chose to be mom. I didn't want my son to be a part of this life. And so that was my decision. And it was the best decision I made. My faith in God is a personal experience. I have such a peace in me, and not so much confusion, and not so much inner warring. He came to give me abundance of life. I began to heal from the inside out. And so it really began to help me to recondition my mind and renew my mind of good things and righteous things, love, grace, and mercy, and hope. I wanted my kids to have a hope for tomorrow.